Your cruise buffet looks like magic, right? Mountains of food, endless desserts, everything always perfect. In this video, we're going behind the scenes with real cruise chefs to reveal the secrets, shortcuts, and shocking stories they are not supposed to talk about. Have you ever walked past those authorized personnel-only doors on a cruise ship and wondered what is actually going on back there? While you are by the pool with a drink in hand, an entire hidden world is working almost 24/7 just to keep every plate on this floating city full. In this video, we're counting down 10 real cruise chef confessions and kitchen secrets from behind the scenes. Some are impressive, some are shocking, and a few might change how you order food on your next cruise in 2026. Let's get into it. Number 10, the 4 a.m. wake-up call. For passengers, the day starts when the breakfast buffet opens. For many cruise chefs, the day starts long before sunrise. A lot of galley teams are up around 4 a.m. Why so early? Because breakfast for thousands of people doesn't magically appear. Bakery teams start first, mixing dough, shaping croissants, proofing bread, baking trays of pastries. By the time you stroll in at 8 a.m. for a fresh croissant, someone has already been up for hours, covered in flour, measuring out ingredients with military precision. Then come the egg stations, fruit cutting, cold spreads, and room service trays lined up in long rows. One chef described it like running a full hotel breakfast in the middle of the ocean every single day without a day off. So, when you see that perfect breakfast spread, remember, it's powered by alarms ringing in dark crew cabins long before the ship wakes up. Number 9, tiny kitchens, huge numbers. Next confession, the kitchen is way smaller than you think. When passengers imagine cruise ship kitchens, they picture a giant open space like a hotel ballroom. In reality, a galley is usually a maze, narrow corridors, low ceilings, ovens and stoves packed close together, and chefs moving with crazy speed. One cruise chef compared it to cooking Thanksgiving dinner for an entire city in a hallway. In that tight space, they're turning out thousands of meals a day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, room service, late-night snacks, crew meals, special diets, VIP requests every single day of the trip. Stations are divided with strict roles: hotline, cold kitchen, pastry, butchery, prep, dishwashing. Everyone knows exactly where to stand, where to move, and what not to touch. If one person is out of step, the whole line feels it. So while the dining room feels calm and luxurious, behind the wall is a high-speed choreography in a kitchen that's surprisingly small and absolutely crucial. Number 8, the secret staff food and off-menu treats. Let's talk about something passengers almost never see: crew-only food. Yes, the crew eats differently from guests. And yes, sometimes they eat things you'd love to try. Most cruise ships have a separate crew mess, with food that's cheaper to produce and designed to keep people fueled up for long shifts. But here's the secret: when there's extra ingredients or a chef is feeling inspired, they get creative. One chef confessed that they'd use leftover steak trimmings to make staff-only stir-fries. Another said that they made midnight noodle bowls with whatever they could find: chili, garlic, soy sauce, and leftover veg, just for the night shift. Sometimes, if a guest is really friendly or curious, a chef might quietly offer something off-menu: a little extra dessert, a special sauce, or a dish from their home country. So while the official menu is what you see, the unofficial menu is happening behind the scenes, shared between exhausted chefs and hungry crew at odd hours. Number 7, food waste, the hidden battle. Here's a confession that surprises a lot of people. Cruise chefs think about food waste way more than you'd expect. Big cruise buffets look endless, but nothing on a ship can truly be endless. Space, storage, and disposal are all limited. That means every tray of untouched food has to be carefully handled and tracked. Chefs are constantly watching patterns: which items disappear fastest, which dishes barely get touched, which desserts people only take a bite of and leave. Based on that, they adjust how much they cook, how big the portions are, and when they refill stations. Some ships use digital systems in 2026 to measure and track waste, so chefs can see exactly how much is thrown away. Others repurpose safe leftovers into crew meals or new dishes, like turning roasted vegetables into soup or day-old bread into croutons. Still, one chef admitted it hurts to see full plates sent back uneaten. So, if you're ever on a cruise and you're tempted to overload your plate at the buffet, maybe take a little less and go back for seconds if you're still hungry. The galley team will quietly appreciate it. Number 6. Special diets and allergy panic. Next up, allergy and special diet adrenaline. In 2026, more passengers than ever have specific needs: gluten-free, dairy-free, nut allergies, vegan, keto, you name it. For chefs, these aren't small preferences, they're serious responsibilities. One cruise chef confessed that the most stressful tickets are the ones with bold red text: severe allergy or celiac, no cross contact. They have special procedures, separate prep areas, color-coded cutting boards, special pans, separate oils, sometimes even a mini kitchen just for allergen-free prep. The smallest mistake matters. One wrong garnish, one shared knife, one crumb in the wrong place could ruin a passenger's trip, or worse. That's why many chefs say, if you have an allergy, talk to the crew early in your trip. They'll secretly remember your face, your cabin number, and your usual restaurant, and then double-check your meals behind the scenes. For them, getting your food right is more than good service. It's personal pride and a promise they're determined to keep.
Number 5. Surprise inspections and clean freak mode. You know those gleaming stainless steel kitchens you see in cruise ads? They don't stay that way by accident. Behind the scenes, cruise chefs live in a world of constant inspections, internal checks, officer walkthroughs, and official health inspections at ports. One chef joked that they can hear a supervisor's footsteps from a mile away. Another said, there's a phrase that sends everyone into turbo mode: inspection tomorrow. That means every label checked, every container sealed, thermometers calibrated, logs updated, temperatures recorded. Invisible things like how long food has sat out or how clean the inside of a fridge handle is suddenly matter even more. But here's the secret. For most chefs, these rules aren't just about avoiding trouble, they're about pride. A spotless station is a sign of a serious professional. So the next time you peek at a cruise kitchen on a tour and see everything shining, remember, that shine is built on long nights, endless wiping, and a healthy dose of fear of surprise inspections. Number 4. Off-menu orders and VIP requests. Confession time. Some of the most interesting food cooked on a cruise never appears on the menu. If you ask nicely and the kitchen isn't slammed, chefs sometimes make off-menu dishes for guests. One chef remembered a passenger who asked very politely, "Could you make something from your home country?" That night, they secretly prepared a small dish inspired by their family recipe and sent it out as a surprise. Another story, a longtime cruiser always asked for plain grilled fish with lemon and steamed vegetables. The galley had her request memorized before she even boarded. In 2026, with more people cruising regularly, chefs sometimes recognize returning guests and their favorite orders. And if you're celebrating something special, like a birthday or anniversary, there's a good chance the kitchen is planning a quiet surprise, a special dessert, a decorative plate, or a handwritten happy anniversary in chocolate. It's not guaranteed, of course, the kitchen is busy, but behind the scenes, chefs love those small human moments in a sea of routine tickets. Number 3. Crew meals, the real family dinner. Now let's go where passengers never go, the crew mess. After hours of cooking for guests, chefs finally get to eat their own meal, and it's almost like a family dinner if your family came from 30 different countries. They'll sit with friends from housekeeping, entertainment, engineering, bar staff. The food might be simple: rice, vegetables, stews, curry, pasta, roasted chicken. One chef said crew meals are where the real culinary experiments happen. Got leftover vegetables? Turn them into a spicy stir-fry. Extra rice? Make fried rice with whatever protein is around. Someone from the Philippines might ask for adobo-style flavors. Someone from India might request something spicy like back home. In those moments, the galley feels less like a machine and more like a community kitchen. Passengers see the polished side of cruise dining, but in the crew mess, you see the heart of the ship. Tired people laughing over plates of food, trading stories in different languages, sharing hot sauce and inside jokes. It's not on any brochure, but it's one of the most real parts of life at sea. Number 2. Cooking in a storm. Here's a confession that feels like a movie scene: cooking during rough seas. Passengers feel the ship rock and maybe hold the railing. In the kitchen, chefs are trying to plate hot soup while the floor tilts. One chef described a storm where trays slid, pots rattled, and they had to move like surfers. Knees bent, weight centered, one hand on the counter, one hand plating. Everything is designed for this. Pots have deeper rims and sometimes chains or clamps. Equipment is bolted down. Storage has latches so drawers doors don't fly open, but it's still intense. Imagine carrying a tray of 20 dinner plates while the ship gently but constantly moves. It's a workout, a balancing act, and a test of calm under pressure. The secret? They practice. New crew members learn to walk and work with the motion of the ship. After enough time, they barely notice the rocking, unless it's really bad. So the next time you're on a cruise and the sea gets rough and your dinner still looks picture perfect, remember, somewhere behind the scenes, a chef just won a quiet battle against the ocean. And number 1, the emotional side: pressure, pride, and the future. Our final confession isn't about food. It's about feelings. Being a cruise chef in 2026 means long contracts, long hours, and being far from home for months. It means missing birthdays and holidays while cooking for families celebrating theirs. One chef said the hardest part isn't the heat or the stress. It's seeing people making memories with their loved ones and thinking of their own family back home. And yet, most of them stay, come back, and sign new contracts. Why? Because there's also pride. Pride in learning new techniques. Pride in serving thousands of meals a day. Pride in hearing guests say, "That was the best meal of our trip." They see plates come back empty and quietly smile. They hear compliments pass through waiters and feel like their work mattered. In 2026, cruise kitchens are changing too. More focus on sustainability, more plant-based options, smarter systems to track waste, and more global flavors as crews bring their culture into the menu. But at the core, it's still the same. A team of humans in a metal box on the ocean working insanely hard to make sure your vacation tastes unforgettable. So the biggest secret of all, behind the buffets, the fancy dining rooms, and the Instagram-worthy desserts are chefs who care more than you'll ever see. Now that you've heard these cruise chef confessions and kitchen secrets, how will you see your next cruise meal? Maybe you'll notice the tiny details: the perfect bread roll, the allergy-safe plate, the calm smile of a server during a rush. Behind each of those moments is a chef who woke up early, worked late, and put a little bit of themselves on every plate. If this behind-the-scenes look made you appreciate cruise food a bit more, consider giving this video a like. It really helps more people find it. Subscribe if you'd like more stories from the hidden side of travel, hospitality, and life at sea. And let me know in the comments, what's the best thing you've ever eaten on a cruise? Or what do you want to try one day? Thanks for watching, and next time you're on a ship, remember, somewhere below deck, a chef is making something special just for you.